Hi, peace and blessings. I'm Jovhannah, the spiritual love healer. Thank you so much for joining me on this 30-day journey of releasing and welcoming love in 2020. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about vulnerability and what that looks like. So before I dive into that, I just want to share a little bit about who I am. I'm Jovhannah, the spiritual love healer. I'm an intuitive healer, tarot reader, and spiritual coach, and I really help women to heal their hearts so that they can open their hearts and minds to really receive, to magnetize and manifest the love that you desire and deserve. So over the past few days, I have been sharing videos with tips, information, tools, practices to really help you release things that might be standing in your way of receiving the love that you really desire in your life. So we're gonna have about 15 videos that are talking about releasing, and then in the new year we're gonna do more videos that are gonna be talking about things that we can do to really welcome love in. So I hope that you've been enjoying this series with me. So, vulnerability. Loving someone, being loved, requires us to be vulnerable, and that is scary as hell. We naturally, after living a life on this earth, have, all these things that maybe we've done and we weren't too proud of, or, these things that we're ashamed about. We might have insecurities, fears, negative self-talk, all of these different things that are from, our experiences on this earth in this life. And instead of us, being able to stand in our authenticity, instead of us being able to, really own all of the parts of us, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, we tend to hide these pieces of ourselves away and push them away, like the shadow self, right? The things that we aren't too thrilled about in our lives, and we try to disconnect from it and lock it away. But that also prevents us from being vulnerable and open and really connecting with people. When we're unable to be vulnerable, that leaves us susceptible to our fears, to our thoughts, taking over and driving the bus, and we're just, hanging on for the ride, not really guiding or directing our steps when it comes to love. And so we're on autopilot with our fears driving us back down, these roads that we've already been on, because we cannot stand up and say, I am okay, I am whole, even with these pieces of me that are broken, even with these pieces of me that I'm not too proud of, even with my past, I am still whole. So, whatever our past may be, whether it's mistakes, whether it's, a failed marriage, broken relationships, whether it is abuse or whatever other situation and circumstance that you feel is limiting you, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what you have been through. What's important is that you made it to the other side, that you made it to today. And so instead of allowing that fear and that old story to continue driving the bus, you have to stop it, and you have to take control, and you have to show up for yourself so that you can navigate your life where you want it to go, so that you can navigate your relationships where you need them to go, and not continue repeating the same patterns and the same missteps that you took before. Even in my own life personally, like I've seen this come up where trying to give someone a chance, right? So I used to be like very very clear cut, like, nope, cut you off. And then I got to a place where I started giving people chances and chances and chances, right? And so what happened is, so I started getting back into my, no, you know what? Like, you have to be very, very clear, very cut and dry about upholding your boundaries. It's not about being a bitch. It's not about being mean. It's not about hurting other people's feelings. It's about what am I willing to tolerate in my life? And that is how it should be with yourself as well. So it's very easy for us to allow someone from our past in, like a past ex, lover, whatever the case may be, because they're saying all of the things that we want to hear, right? I'm gonna do this, you know, I got you, I love you, I've missed you, I need you, nobody compares to you, like you're the best, I love you. All of the things that you want to hear, right? They are just sprinkling it all on with a little bit of physical effort involved as well. So that means they're trying to show the physical manifestation of their words. But what happens is that when it's not genuine, it falls off. And so because they've said these things and because we've seen a glimpse of their potential, then we can try to hold on a little bit longer. So what I've realized is happening, especially in this year within my relationships, it's like the curtain is being drawn back, the lights are being turned on, and it's like front and center, you're being shown who people are. And so once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You can either choose to deal with it or you can choose to release it and move forward and welcome something new into your life. And so over this, past couple weeks, I've been doing a lot of personal reflection and releasing, because I truly want to welcome something in that is going to be loving, that is going to be supportive, that is going to embody the principles of spiritual love that I require, desire, deserve, and live my life by. And so, in making hard decisions to sever ties with someone, and when I say sever ties, it's not like, oh, you got to cut them off completely, but sometimes you do. Sometimes people only want to access you so that they can drain your energy, so that they can drain your resources, so that they can leave you confused with, flatten the tires on your bus so now you can't go anywhere. There are some people who just want to come into your life to prevent you from moving forward. And that is not love. Love does not require an investment from you before you see a return. Love is giving. You give to people that you love. And I don't mean necessarily financially, but you give of your time, you give of your energy, you give of your ear, you're a listener, you're giving your heart, you're expressing yourself because you're able to be vulnerable. And so what I've done, I've had to look back at my own relationships because I have relationship goals for myself, different things that I want to do, not only just romantically, but with my family and my social life. And so I'm looking back at how I've been showing up in relationships. And if I'm not showing up the way that I desire, the way that I am setting an intention to show up, then I'm asking myself, why? What is it? What is there to fear? And it comes back to being vulnerable. Are you able to be vulnerable enough to show the world who you are? And for me, that means bearing my heart. I am a heart-centered person. That is where a majority of my energy is filtered through my heart. I'm very loving, very nourishing, very open. And because of that, I can also be super, super protective of my energy and throw up a wall real quick. And so I have to be mindful of that balance in my own life. And because I have this awareness, I've been able to pay attention to when am I operating in love? When am I operating in fear? And that's something that I want you to do going forward is pay attention to what's driving your bus, right? What's driving you? Is it love or is it fear or is it something else? And when you're able to be real with yourself and you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? I'm playing, I'm hiding, I'm not showing up, I am not being the person that I want, I am pushing love away. That's when you can really start to do the work because now you're calling a thing, you're owning it. And so now you can move forward and start to navigate your way through it. So when you feel it rising up, you can say, okay, I acknowledge you and I'm here with you. but you're not in control. So you take the fear with you and move forward with it. You take the nervousness with you and you move forward with it. And the more that you move forward through whatever that is, whether it's anxiety, whether it's fear, whether it's bitterness, jealous, whatever it is, the more that you move forward with it, the stronger that you become and the weaker that limitation becomes. And now it's no longer an obstacle. You're starting to rewrite that pattern. Like, no, I'm going to show up with courage. I'm going to show up with love. I'm going to show up in my true self. I'm going to show up ready to receive love, even if it scares me. Even if I've had bad experiences in the past. Even if it doesn't look the way I thought it would look. And so that's what I want to leave you with today. Give yourself space to be open. Give yourself space to be vulnerable. Give yourself space to show up, to get the things that you want, because they're there and you deserve them. And the more that you keep entertaining what you don't want, the more that you are blocking or just taking it, making the time longer to get what it is that you do want. So I hope that this touched your heart, and I will see you in a couple of days. I'm not going to do videos for the next couple of days because it's the holidays and I want to spend time with my family uninterrupted. So we're going to take a 2-day break, and then I will be back with more videos for you. Sending you lots of love on this beautiful day, and I will talk with you soon. Peace.